Hello, watch people. I hope you all are having an amazing day. Today, we are going to compare the watches I have unboxed in the last video. This time, the Casio Youth AD-188 challenges the best value outdoor watch, the champion, the Casio G-Shock G778. I have put up this comparison because they retail for the exact same price of $80. Does the challenger has what it takes to dethrone the king? Let's find out. This competition consists of 10 rounds and the winner will be the watch which scores most points in total. Now, please remove your cursor from the video timeline. Let's begin. First up, price. I have already mentioned these two watches retails for the exact same price of $80. If you are fortunate enough, definitely you can pick up these watches for a lot less than that. Hence, I am going to share 8 points for both of these watches. Next, we are going to take a deeper look at the module and features of each of these watches. The G-Shock does have a basic module inside it. The module number is 3232. It has a timekeeping function, alarm, countdown timer, and stopwatch, and that's about it. The contender, on the other hand, has a module number 5208 and it's loaded with features. The primary feature is that this one has a solar charging capability and hence it has a dedicated battery level indicator. It will go to power saving mode once kept in complete darkness for some days. The digital display turns off, the hour and minute hands will be shifted to 12 o'clock position. Once it is exposed to some light, it auto adjusts the time. The next feature is the world time, and it can display the current time of 48 cities around the globe, and it's really impressive in my opinion. Next feature is the alarms. We can set up to 5 alarms on the Challenger. On the other hand, the G-Shock has only one alarm, but we can also set a monthly alarm on it. In my use case, I prefer to have more alarms and I am giving the upper hand to the Challenger. The rest of the functionalities like countdown timer and stopwatch are same on both of these watches. Hence, in this scenario, the challenger crushes the champion with its feature set, and that's why I am awarding a 3 for G-Shock and a solid 9 for the AD-188. Next, we can have a look at the crystal and display. The crystal on both of these watches are mineral, but for the display, both have positive digital displays and the contender have an additional analog display. For my personal taste, I prefer the yellow vintage style display on G-Shock and hence I am giving the upper hand to the G-Shock in this state with 7 points and 6 for the challenger. We are going to check the illumination on both of these watches. The G-Shock here has a backlight feature and its entire display is clearly visible in the dark. The AD-188, however, has a single amber colored LED at the left corner, but it does a fairly decent job of illuminating the small digital panel. Adding to that, it also has loom on the analog hands and some loom on the indices. Hence, I am going to give a slight edge to the challenger, scoring 8 and a 7 for the G-Shock. Next, we are going to compare the case construction and toughness, which is really important in this arena of best budget value outdoor watch competition. Here, the challenger has covered the basics with protruding plastic borders on the crystal where impacts are most likely to happen, similar to the G-Shock, but on the sides the buttons are exposed, thus vulnerable to get damaged in a side drop. G-Shock on the other hand has resin covered all around, even the buttons are recessed inside the case. The G-Shock is both shock and vibration resistant, but the Challenger is only shock resistant. Hence, in this department, the G-Shock flexes its muscles and scores 9. The Challenger is not too far behind, scoring 7 points. Next, we are going to take a look at the strap of both of these watches. The contender has a strap which is thin and soft, hence it feels a bit flimsy. The G-Shock's strap is much thicker and definitely feels better made. Coming to the buckle, the Challenger has a signed plastic buckle with country of origin on the inside, while the G-Shock has a gilt-colored stainless steel buckle with brand name and country of origin on the underside. I am a sucker for stainless steel buckles, and hence, in my opinion, the champion takes the cake here with a solid 8 points and the challenger scores 6. Next up, water resistance rating. As you might already know, every G-Shock watch is at least 200-meter water resistance, thus declaring a definite upper hand when compared to other lower priced Casio watches. This is where the Challenger got me really excited with its 200-meter water resistance rating. The AD-188 punches way above its category, and hence in this scenario, it's a draw with both watches scoring a solid 9 points. Moving on to the next section is readability. Most of the G-Shock models struggles when it comes to readability or time telling when kept at an odd angle, especially the ones with negative displays. The raised case design can also be blamed for this issue. But here things are much more manageable. Both watches has issues with reading time at digital displays, but the contender has an ANI-DG model and hence the analog part can be seen at different position where the G-Shock's display is pretty much invisible. Here I am awarding 7 points to the champion and 9 points to the challenger. Next up, brand recognition and value. Both watches here are from same company Casio, but they represent different series from their catalog. Even though Youth series is known for making good value models, Casio is predominantly known for their G-Shock lineup in the watch world. I had friends who thought G-Shock was a separate brand of watches and they never thought it was just a spectrum. To sum up, the ultimate brand recognition and value goes to the champion with a solid 9 points, and I'm giving 7 points to the challenger. Now, we are going to take a look at the wear and comfort section. To your reference, I have a 7¼ inch wrist. Let me tell you the dimensions of the G-Shock first. It has a width of 46.5 mm, lug to lug of 48.5 mm, thickness of 16.3 mm, and it weighs at 59 grams. The contender, on the other hand, has a dimension set of 50 mm wide, 50 mm lug to lug, 11 mm thickness, and it weighs at 55 grams. This is a section I got really surprised that the G-Shock actually feels a bit smaller and hence it is better confined to the wrist. The contender, on the other hand, dwarfs the G-Shock with its gigantic size. It is broader and less thicker than the G-Shock, but personally, I like the G-Shock's wear on my wrist. I can move my angle in all directions freely, but with the Challenger, it is not always possible. Adding to that, the strap on the G-Shock is much more comfortable to wear than the Challenger. Hence, in this section, the G-Shock scores solid 8 points and the contender scores 5. We are coming to the end of the head-to-head and it's time to declare the winner of this comparison. Will the contender dethrone the king? Drum roll please. No, not this time. It was so close even I could not believe that the G-Shock barely survived. To sum up, these points are awarded based on my personal opinion and for you it might be a different story. The AD-188 is definitely a much better watch with its feature set and if you prefer that you can go ahead and buy it. It will never keep you disappointed. The G-Shock on the other hand takes the basics better in my opinion and hence it is slightly a better watch. Thanks for making it up to the end. Please take a moment to like and subscribe if you enjoyed this content. I will see you on my next video. Bye bye.